Namaste. Welcome to Love Wins. The music is for 32 hertz stress relief music, meditation music, beautiful sea sunsets. Visually, it's doing something for me. Sunrises and sunsets, they are important. They are important. So, how is your reality? If you are new here, welcome to my channel. This is my safe space as an empath, truth speaker, light worker, narcissist, magnet. I say that past tense because I do not consent. On this timeline, Demon Slayer. But this is a safe space where we can discuss all things spiritual warfare. As above, so below. As within, so without. The only way out is in, so we go into self. We go into self to heal self, because healer, heal thyself, and as healed version of self, can we be the change we wish to see? Can we be co-creator of our reality? Can heaven exist? And hell can no longer be. Like, that's what this channel's about. That's the work that I've been doing and we are doing. Raising our vibrations, because in high vibration is intuition, is when your soul remembers, and liberation happens. Liberation happens. So, on the third dimensional notes, it is my birthday, my Earth Day, birthday, solar return. Something I really don't celebrate, haven't celebrated, and always am guilted into celebrating, right? And it's just, I celebrate every day. Every day is a blessing. It really is. And I've been through some storms and some traumas. But I can honestly say, through all of it, every day is a blessing. And I mean that. So thank you for being here. This is a safe space. Energetically speaking, is cleansed, purified, protected. Spiritually speaking, I rock with the big dogs. I do work with gen spirits, deities, gods, goddesses. I have come into my higher self, union with self. Divine masculine, divine feminine within. Balance, head and heart connection. So, the divine flows through me, right? And when Spirit speaks, I listen. So, there's been a lot. I'm going to take you guys on a little journey. I have been in some very heavy energies, very deep downloads, lots of revelations, lots of stuff. Now, I'm not sharing everything. Not everything is for everyone. Some of this is for me. But there is work that I came here to do. Breaking of generational curses, inner child healing, breaking chains, breaking bondages. This is not just in this lifetime, but multiple lifetimes of abuse. The cycle of abuse. Spiritual, physical, emotional, mental, sexual, narcissistic. Abuse, gaslighting, manipulation. Severe manipulation, like Truman Show type of shit. Gang stalking. We're done with the abuse. The goddess is risen. I pulled 3 cards 2 days ago for energy I was feeling, and they've been sitting here. But the first one, Bella got glitter all over them, but you and your loved ones are safe. This is what I got, and this gets deep because safe spaces is what this is all about, right? Safe spaces. The problem with safe spaces, your first home is your body. Your soul is born into this body, okay? And traumas start. That very first moment when you're taken from your mother and handed to a doctor, and they start doing experiments on you and taking your blood and poking and prying and injecting, shining bright lights in your face. Trauma happens when contracts are signed. Unconscious contracts. We're all agents. We don't even know it. We're just signing our kids away to corporations. So much trauma though, so many lifetimes, so much abuse. A couple days ago, I was sitting in this very chair and I started crying. I was thinking about my other children, my boys. I was thinking about my boys. And I was thinking about the anger that they carry. The anger and the energy and certain things that just don't make sense. You know? I'm not even going to get into the details. But it's like intuition says one thing, and it's like, I don't understand how, like, things just don't add up, right? And you step back and you observe, and you're doing the healing. But I think about the anger and the energy, and then I feel the energy of abuse that runs through our lineage, that ran through my ex's lineage. I remember being pregnant with my son and telling my husband, not my husband at the time, my biggest fear was that I didn't like the way he talked to his mother. He was so rude and disrespectful to her. And I was afraid that I didn't want my child at the time to be born thinking it was okay to talk to me like that. And I read messages with that same tone and that same anger and that same hatred passed on. Hurt people hurt people. They do. But hurt people can heal. It's an internal job. And when hurt people heal, hurt people healed hurt people. But only you can heal yourself. Only you can heal yourself. But it's the people that do heal themselves that light of possibility. Believe in the impossible. I believe in the healing. I do. I believe in the healing. Excuse me. I was crying. Let's go back to the story. And I was processing, just the fact that as a parent, you want to protect your children, right? You want to protect your children from anything and everything. And there are ways that we were raised where abuse was not only acceptable, but it was encouraged. We're in the generation where we are breaking those chains of normalizing abuse. Busting your kid's ass for talking back. What is that child truly trying to express? And where is that anger and that frustration rooted from? Because your children are your karma, and they are mirroring to you everything unhealed within you. So when do we stop and surrender to the children and stop replaying our hurt? When do we stop replaying the things that hurt us and projecting them outwardly? Because it was done to us, but we didn't like it when it was done to us, right? We didn't like it when it was done to us. I look at my babies that are sleeping right there, comfortably sleeping, because I've provided that safe space. Where was I going with that? My scalp, my crown is tingling right now. Spirit wants me to slow down and deliver the message. This is all gonna come full circle, but I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to the tears. And I think about, as a parent, you want to protect your children, right? But sometimes it's you. It is the unconscious things you do and say and act that is inflicting the deepest wounds. You have to stop and look in the mirror and see where you're being the monster. What are you allowing in? You know? What are you allowing in? What are they conscious? What are they unconsciously consuming? You know, I had to check myself. I really had to check myself. My daughter very much needs my attention, and I'm trying to show her how to find validation in what she creates for herself, in her own self-validation, because I get really triggered when she needs my validation, and that comes from my own wound, because I always felt like I was only worthy if someone saw my worth, right? And I had to come out of that, and I had to heal from that, and I had to find that worth within myself. But my daughter mirrors it to me. And sometimes I caught myself saying very, oh my God, I'm admitting this, you get on my nerves. Not you get on my nerves, but oh my God, Bells, right now, you're getting on my nerves right now. Can you chill? So I'm telling her that her being herself, whatever energy she's in, is not good enough, too much, and gets on my nerves, the person she's trying to impress, And really what I need to say to her, what I've learned to say to her, because I've already been correcting this, is how do you feel about it? How does that make you feel? And redirecting her. And then telling her, how amazing she is and how talented she is. And she can do anything if she puts her mind to it. But how does it make her feel? Just making her really question and look into self now, before it's a problem. And I got a lot of work to do, because even though they're only 4 and 6, they've been exposed already to so much. And that's where I was going with the download the other day. I think about all of the monsters. That's what I said to my mom. I was like, all the fucking monsters. All the monsters. Who knows who did what? Who knows who did what? Who knows how deep any of it goes? How many times did I not protect them, and not even knowing they needed protecting? We can't, as parents, be in these bubbles of I want to heal myself and being blinders on to the children, our karma, our creation, our co-creation, souls that chose us as vessels, and we chose them as guides back to the heart, the inner child. Surrender to the child. But this is what I got. Be bold and make the first move. And I was going to come on here and talk about art. Because, I was going to come on here and talk about art. Because that's what I do. I make art. But that got really deep. And that got really deep, but that is my truth. And while we're on truth, I got here, silence speaks volumes, right? Detach and observe. So that's where I'm at on my path. I have detached from other people's dramas and traumas and cycles, and I'm observing them. So I was speaking about there's people that want to come in my energy, and it's always in times where I'm like needing my energy. My kids are needing me to be present. I'm creating something. I'm researching something. I'm in the middle of a reading. I'm in the middle of a meditation, and because I'm not giving them that attention, it just in observing how they go from 0 to 100, and it turns into an attack. Literally turns into an attack. So I have on these notes: same energy, same spirit, different body. So one entity. So let's say the addiction that you're battling is alcohol, right? The addiction that you're battling is alcohol. That alcohol, the entity, can control 1,000 people at a time. So you can have 1,000 different people within your surrounding space that can drop little hints, subtle, little subliminal things to make you step out of alignment, step away from sobriety. For me, as a people pleaser, as a help everybody, as an empath who absorbs, some people just want to get back in my field because they hurt, and they know when they're around me it doesn't hurt. I transmute energy, and I have come to the understanding, another dark understanding, that I'm not going into the details right now with this, but I've come to understand the depths of the transmutation of the energy, and the purpose and the reason behind, like being a sober stripper, being exposed to so much, and the level of abuse from so many different levels, all the different demons, all the different monsters, the depths that I've gone through, and not even like there was no escapism. I didn't drink. I didn't have a drug problem. Like, yes, there has been a time in my life where marijuana has been a part of my life. And it's so funny that I say that in a state where it's completely legal. I can go down to the store, the dispensary, and just buy it. I have to lower my voice to say that. It is an herb, it's a plant, it's a medicine, it's very feminine, and there is a time and a place for it, but you have to come to her with respect and integrity, right? Or it will make you go mad, and it can very well be addictive. But never even tried the powder. Never tried. I never, even prescription pills. I can't even handle prescription pills. I've just one of those people that it wasn't my path. Not saying it to brag, but I'm just saying the amount of pain that I have been able to take in and transmute. There have been some awakenings and some understandings that are for another day, but I have invoked. Have you seen, those exorcism movies where the priest invokes the demon, takes the demon into his body to get him out? I've literally, yeah, okay. Yeah, so there's a reason I'm super protecting my energy, and the people in my life who are, if you're still watching this because you're cross-watching and because I make you feel some type of way with the truths that I speak, I need you to do an experiment. I need you to sit in the mirror with yourself and just start by asking yourself, why am I irritating you? Seriously. And then what can you do for me to not irritate you anymore? Because what I'm doing I'm ending the abuse. I'm creating safe spaces, emotional, physical, mental, environmental. Land, food, skills. Protecting the earth, giving back to the earth, cleaning up my karma, and cleaning up the trash in my environment. Teaching my children how to pick up the trash. Not because someone else made the trash and it's not their mess, because that's what everybody in this house is, not mine. But I teach them that the earth, the mother, she didn't ask for this trash. So when you clean up the trash, you're helping her breathe. And when you help her breathe, it helps you breathe. So, it's a co-creation. It's a co-creation. So to break the birthday black magic spells, guys, remember a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, I posted a video about candles. When you blow out a candle, you're actually canceling the magic. That's why when you are doing candle work, you're supposed to snuff the candle out, or you're supposed to let it burn all the way through. So the whole idea of putting candles on a cake to celebrate your birthday and then making a wish and blowing the candles out is you're actually making sure that your dreams do not come true, because you're blowing your wishes away. Something to think about. Something to think about. So, yeah, let's let's just start doing it right. You know, life. Without all the spells. And as far as inner child healing goes, so the other day, I started to share something and then I tangented away from it. I tangented away from it. And I was talking about inner child healing, and I was talking about what I wanted to be as a child, and using singing as a reference as my throat chakra starts going on. Using singing as a reference because I've been using singing for healing. Singing for healing, because I was always been afraid to sing in front of people. But I said how it wasn't a singer that I wanted to be as a kid, although I used to sing freely, and then one day it stopped. I wanted to be two things. One, a veterinarian, because I knew as a little girl that I healed animals, and everyone thought I was crazy that I would say that too. But I do, it's just I've activated the healing energy. We have chakras that run through our body. We have meridians and energy. We're all healers, okay? You just have to tap into it. But I did at a really young age, and I loved animals, and I felt like they were healing me as I was healing them. And being in this house with all these animals, I'm so learning, so coming into that understanding, and every time one of the animals gets hurt or beat up, they come and they cuddle with me, and my daughter Bella confirmed it, and she's like, Mom, we're healers. The animals come to us to get healed. And I was like, and it took me back to being a little girl and saying that myself. And the other thing I wanted to be, I wrote on this piece of paper. I used to watch Law and Order SVU as growing up, and I was obsessed with it, and I wanted to join the FBI to work on the special victims unit. And here I am as a priestess, tapping into the unseen to read the energy and bring justice to all of the victims. And by victims I mean self, because at the end of the day, we are our own worst enemy. But what we can be is our own biggest fan and our own hero to our story, because we came here to save ourselves. So, yeah. Anyways, I think that's it. I think that's the message. I feel like I said a lot, and there's no unsaying it. And I'm not making any accusations. I mean, I'm talking in all spaces: physical, emotional, mental. I'm not saying like someone's straight beating anybody. All I know is it's all about the kids. It's all about the kids. And it is time that we surrender to the child. And I love you guys. Love wins.